Hello viewers, welcome to one more interesting session of IB Row. Today we are here with Professor Anant Padmanabhan, University of Hyderabad Chairperson. Hello sir, good morning, and I welcome to our channel. Today's my context of visiting you is to discuss about innovation and its maybe possible strategies to be played for better innovation in India. Professor, can you just tell me how the innovation strategy right now is in India?
Well, many times in India we find that they go about this in a hit and miss kind of an approach. There is not much scientific approach. A Harvard professor by the name of Clayton Christensen has written a book which is called Innovator's Dilemma.
Yeah.
So this is a very famous book where in fact he tries to bring in the idea that innovation is not an accident. It has to be part of your culture, and it can be done in a proper, if it is done in a proper way, you can continue to be creative and innovative. So therefore, first and foremost, which is essential in my view, is to create an environment which will encourage innovation. So that means encouraging people to come up with original ideas, fully recognizing that there is high risk involved. It may happen that you will succeed, but chances are, equally great chances are there that you may not. This should not be taken very seriously. For example, the American company 3M, which is a M3 company, it's a very famous one. No, they are into automotive area. So they in fact, you see, have got every year award for the best 3 failures also. Best 3 projects which have succeeded they give, and also for the best 3 projects which failed. That means you made brilliant attempt. However, this has not been successful, so the company abandons it. But then don't lose hope, or for example, not continue with your bold thinking. Continue with it, and therefore we appreciate your effort and give you this. So such a thing is there. And again, they have got another interesting thing. In India, we create some leaders, others are followers. But then M3, in fact, has got roles for people. In one you will be a leader, another you will be a player. So therefore, this hierarchy will disappear, and you learn to accept the order of anyone. He may be the junior most, but he is the team leader, means you listen to him. So this culture becomes important, and this is not there. For example, IIT Kanpur is a classic case where this tradition is there. Thanks to the American collaboration with which it started, they have this concept of instructor and tutors. It may happen that an assistant professor is the instructor. One of the senior most professor may be the tutor for that subject. But what the assistant professor tells, the senior professor has to follow. Even if he might have taught in the past that subject long before this young fellow ever even got his degree. So therefore, this kind of approach, when it is there, you learn to work as a team.
So the cultural difference is making the major difference in India, say, from Western countries to...
Well, it is not merely cultural, this thing, and our value system and our appetite for risk. Appetite for risk is rather low in this country.
So,
and unless you take, no risk, no gain.
Of course. Yeah. So, can we consider the economic background of India as one of the reasons for this kind of approach we follow?
Possibly yes, but at the same time, it is a mentality that is the more dangerous one. As they say, you see, for example, you take one of the main problems of this country, stealing of electricity. And Rangarajan Kumaramangalam, when he was a Minister of Power, he said T&D does not mean transmission and distribution, but it means theft and dacoity. So this is what is happening. But the people who steal electricity in this country are not the poor. Bulk of the theft, particularly statistics is available for some of the states. The bulk of the theft is due to industrialists and very heavy consumers of power. Even if a slum dweller steals some electricity, what he will do? He will light a few lamps, few bulbs. Whereas these fellows, when they steal electricity, you know how much they do. So, main loss to the government is through the so-called rich people rather than the poor. So, you cannot attribute, in my opinion, only to the economic condition of the individual, but to the state of mental poverty of these people. So, this is a major tragedy. And since we were slaves for 800 years or so, government doesn't mean anything to the people of this country, even when it is our own government.
Of course, being in a democratic country. Professor, one more thing. According to the Global Innovation Index of WIPO 2010, it states that most of the innovations, approximately 52% of innovations is happening in institutes and universities of India. So, what is lacking between this institutes, universities and industries? Because finally the human resource for all these industry types are efficiently available from top universities of India, whereas parallelly the innovation base is also happening to the 50% in India. So where is this connection factor is missing between industries and universities?
This is a very important problem. Unfortunately, we don't realize this. Universities are not only the incubators of ideas, but they are also very cheap innovators of ideas. Supposing you give me a problem today, I will give you a budget that will be for 3 years, 5 years. So the student works on it, and once he solves the problem, by the time he would have also got ready for his degree, higher degree, he takes the PhD and then he disappears, the project gets closed, no longer there is a recurring budget for you. Whereas you take the same person in industry, you are not stuck with him till he retires. So that means after 5 years you will have to find some job for him to do, otherwise he will be idling his time. So therefore this is not only a source of creativity but also a source of cheap research. But unfortunately, apart from a few institutions like the IITs, the central universities and a handful of state universities, all the others have been allowed to run down to hopeless conditions. There is no research going on. So this 52% can be even increased further if only our universities and institutes of national importance are built up to a much stronger level. That is one. And the other is we have got a weakness. This is, you see, when you develop something in a university, it will be usually on a lab scale. So this has to be scaled up, standardized to meet industrial requirement. Such things require maybe another 2 years. So originally, this was the idea with which CSIR labs were created. That is, act as a bridge